Hey, my name is Andrew Howard, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about pruning. And right now, around this time of year, it's a very popular time for people to prune around late spring to middle spring. The dogwoods bloomed like 2 weeks ago. A lot of people are pruning the new growth off of them. Um, and pruning really enhances the beauty of the landscape, although it's better not to prune if you don't know how to do it correctly. Improper pruning can really hurt the plant's health. You prune to keep the shape of the plant, keep the plant healthy, and to keep diseases from spreading in the plant. A lot of people don't prune because they don't think it happens in nature. Well, that's completely 100% wrong. Pruning does happen within nature. You think about an animal eating the new growth off a plant, that's a form of pruning. Or a dead branch falling off in a windstorm, that's also a form of pruning. And the reason we prune is to maintain the health of the plant, like I said, and to improve the quality of the foliage and the flowers. And there are many different ways to prune. Renewal pruning is when you cut the plant all the way down and you let just total new growth take over. And another way to prune is heading back. It's whenever you cut the branches off at the same height. And it's used for most deciduous trees. Thinning is whenever you open the plant to its natural shape, just kind of whack it until it has a natural shape to it. Make sure you have a proper approach and you plan things before you execute them. There's many types of tools that you use for pruning. One tool is a chainsaw, which you'd use to cut limbs that are larger than 3 inches in diameter. I have a couple tools here with me. Another one is lopping shears, like this right here. And you use that to cut branches anywhere from 1 inch in diameter. And another one is hand pruners, like this right here. And you would use these to cut like 1/4 inch little stems off flowers or something like that to renew the growth and make it a lot better. But one of the main things about pruning is it's very important to keep your tools sharp and your handles tight on your tools. That's one of the number one safety issues when you talk about pruning, when people are trying to learn how to prune. And in order to do it correctly, you really need sharp tools. And the way you sharpen these right here, these hand pruners, okay, you see that this is kind of going down at an angle. It's not a double-sided blade. So you take a file like this right here. You make sure you have a good grip on it. And you go down just like that with the grooves in the file. And you sharpen it. Essentially what you're doing is you're bending the metal over and creating an edge right there where it is. And to take that take to where the metal that you bent over, they're called burrs. You can actually feel them if you run your finger down the opposite way. To take that off is you take your file and you just take it flat across the back side of the blade. Just like that right there. And make sure you take it flat. Remember, when you're coming around here on this other side, that when you're trying to create an edge, you kind of have to have a little angle. And if you're doing it correctly, you really don't have to push it down the blade. You have to start at the top of the blade and come down to the bottom. If you're doing it correctly, you really don't have to push it. The grooves in the file will actually bring you straight down to where you need to go. But you can sharpen all these tools. You can even sharpen these right here. For these lopping shears, I'd suggest that you have something to lean them on. I have a table right here, so it's not too terrible for me to lean it right here on this table and just do the same thing. Bit of an angle, flip it over, get the burrs off, and that's perfectly fine. You can also sharpen tools like shovels, and they dig a lot better too when you sharpen a shovel. Another pruning tool is called a pole saw. What it is a long pole with a saw that has jagged teeth on it. And you use those when you're trying to get real high up into a tree and cut a limb off where it would be unsafe to get on a ladder or something, where if you just want to be safe. But you got to make sure you keep these handles tight too Another important thing is to oil these hinges right here, whatever these bolts right here. Make sure you keep your tools nice and oiled. Just get some WD-40 or some penetrate oil, and you spray it on there everywhere there's a moving part. And that just keeps the tool very well lubricated. It's not rusting, it's not scrubbing or anything. Just makes it